All right, motherfuckers, listen. We're giving you a chicken apocalypse, banking, economic crisis, economic meltdown, all kinds of whatever the fuck update. This is so fucking happening. You can't even. I've been recovering and shit like that. So I've been looking at the fall the fall of mankind happening. I was like, ooh, let me put on my blanket like that. Let me comment on some things. First things first. As far as the Cash App guy, the head guy that got whacked, he got like stabbed up and shit, like fucking some ninja fucking got him in San Francisco. Yo, I'm from the streets. Motherfuckers just don't get stabbed up randomly. That shit just don't happen. Okay, when you like me growing up, like when motherfuckers got stabbed, that's because like there was somebody really angry at them, or like somebody fucking wanted to go like low budget, like dollar store, like assassin tools type stuff. Like you just like that's just like wild emotional, like Michael Myers. Like I'm getting that motherfucker. Now here's the thing. Like I wouldn't comment on this shit normally. Like I would be like, somebody gets whacked in a fucking city and stuff like that. And he's walking down the neighborhood. He got his iPods type shit on. He's like, all of a sudden, some bum asks him for a fucking dollar. He's like, go fuck your mother. And all of a sudden the bum goes crazy and, jigs him. This happens. I'm sorry. That's the way the fucking street life is. That's why you got to watch out with bums. Well, listen, when I grew up, we called them bums. They're homeless people. I get it. But I'm talking about not homeless. Homeless people are just people that don't got homes. I'm talking about crazy bums. That's anyway. So this guy, he gets fucking stabbed up. Okay, they Benihana this motherfucker. And like I said, I would normally wouldn't comment on this shit. But see, then you look at Cash App, and you look at the rise of Cash App. And Cash App has gone from a simple, method of like you send me money, I send you money, that type of shit. To now to the point where it's like a banking, like I think they do like credit card loans or some shit. They got stocks, they got crypto. At the same time, when the powers that be are coming out with their was it Fast Now, whatever the digital dollar payments type thing, Cash App has become the fastest way for self-employed individual, or like I say, like they like to say, independent contractors to get paid. It's tons of people use it, unless you're like working for like Uber or one of those other things where they got payment structures. Most people, like let's say, get a guy coming in, a plumber doing something in your house, electrician, they just Cash App, boom, 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 done. It's over. Like I said, for him to get shanked up that way, that's just suspect as fuck. But I'm just saying, that's part one. Part two is he got shanked up during a major banking crisis, and he's an emerging bank for the common person. It was more than a bank. Cash App is on everybody's phone, so he's technically a bank on everybody's phone. Like most people have bank accounts like with a big bank, and all of a sudden they're a small bank. So Cash App is a small bank that's financially stable and growing, competing with the big banks. I'm just saying, a lot of the little smaller banks, they're tapping out, they're coughing up blood and shit like that. So all of a sudden this happens, suspect. Anyway, the month of March we just wrapped up was some of the worst. No, I think it's historically like the worst month for deposits in banking. So like people were taking money out. Like last I heard it was like 1.6, 1.7 trillion dollars taken out of the banks. Like motherfuckers are hiding money. Like, don't believe the bullshit. Like people are just taking money out. Like, yo, dog, I'm not gonna do this. Even the people like in power are like shit. Motherfuckers are putting a couple of bills inside cereal boxes. That's some scary shit. And Move on to the BRICS type stuff. That's going full speed. I think you got some heads of Saudi Arabia right now in China, finalizing the yuan type stuff. Somebody the other day on TikTok was like, no, the dollar will never fall. These countries can never take down the dollar. They're not taking down the dollar. We're technically taking down the dollar because they're looking to replace it with the central bank currency type stuff. They're just going to kill the old system. Not everybody's going to go down with it, but damn. Like I said, this guy getting whacked up during this, I mean, sound a suspect of fucked. I mean, like, he didn't like stab up a bus driver or some shit like that. Some other creepy motherfucker singing down the park. He hit a head of a bank. So I won't spend too much time on that, but that shit ain't cool. But let me tell you something. Metals will be rising. Be very careful with people buying silver and even gold, because if you buy the metals, the actual physical metals, you're gonna have to hold them for a bit. Yeah, people could buy them, lower price and flip and stuff like that, but you're gonna have problems because most people are trying to offload their stuff. So if you're getting into metals, understand you're holding it for a while. Unless you got, somebody that's hungry to fill orders and flip it. Mostly, gold and silver is like holding it for chicken apocalypse stuff, because gold got to bump up, but people don't get it. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. You got Israel right now. They're calling up the reserves to, more battle and stuff, battling with Lebanon. Lebanon threw some fucking rockets at Dam, and now they're going to fight with Dam. And the question is Iran going to be part of that big, craziness? If that happens, price of oil, think about that one. But don't be like, oh my God, that's crazy. Well, think about it. It's no longer the petrodollar. It's the petro yuan. So it's the first time we're going to have a conflict in the Middle East where the dollar is not pegged to Saudi Middle Eastern oil. Like, think about that one. Who's causing it? Are we causing it in retaliation? Vice versa, back and forth. I don't know. Are we gonna go to war with China, egg roll type stuff? I mean, come on. Right now, it's like mermaid of the month. Have a Bud Light. I don't really think nobody's really. Who the fuck is gonna go fight with China now? Fuck that. They got Luna, but you gotta let that one slide for now. We'll avenge Luna on a different day. But I just want to tell you something. Even though we get caught up with all this AMC stuff and everything is crazy, understand we are actually in the economic, societal type breakdown that's happening right now. That doesn't mean America's gonna disappear. It doesn't matter. It's just the system that we have currently right now is going to be broken, and they're going to replace it, and it's going to be hard. I mean, I'm even hearing about post office workers that are getting pay cuts in the thousands. Like, and I'm all for it. Like, fuck the post office. Fuck stamps, fuck envelopes, fuck mailboxes. Like, I fucking hate the post office. So that's just my take on it. In a world of email and scanning images, why the fuck do we have a post office? It's just a fucking Ponzi scheme. They should get rid of every last fucking employee that works for the post office should be fucking doing something else. That's a fucking scam. I'll say 100 days, me president, I'll fucking clean everything out. But I'm just trying to tell you something. Please prepare, even if it's a little thing going forward. I'm not telling you go to your bank and take out your money. You don't gotta do, none of shit like that. They're gonna digital dollar it, like I told you, I don't know, 2 years ago. If you don't have a lot of money, they're gonna go 1 for 1 on you. Of course, they don't want fucking riots and craziness. They probably even give you a little bit on top, just to make you happy. Oh my God, look, I got bigger numbers. If you got a lot of money, they're gonna fuck you up. Even, listen, tell you something. I don't know the actual numbers. They're talking about even Bezos took like a $50 billion hit. Like, please understand what the fuck I'm talking about. It's a lot of crazy shit going on. Unemployment numbers are spiking. I mean, I know, the government likes to go, no, employment numbers are great. You got a Fed looking to fucking chop us down to 2% on inflation. Like, do you know how many people are going to be unemployed by the time they get to that? Anyway, please prepare. Listen, I'll leave you on the fucking, let me tell you something. I was trying to watch some TikTok to relax. There's too much bad fucking news. Maybe you motherfuckers can help me. What the fuck is that? What kind of pterodactyl is that motherfucker washing? What kind of chickens do they got in China? Look at the size of that motherfucker. That fucking drumstick is bigger than a fucking, like a 5-year-old kid. I don't know what kind of Luna meat that is, but I ain't fucking with that either. Try to see that fucking neck. It's like a giraffe neck. Don't nobody tell me no ostrich. Ain't no fucking ostrich. And they got that happy fucking Kill Luna music on. Yeah, let me tell you something. The fucking world's fucked up. You got fucking Chinese people cooking pterodactyls. You don't know what the fuck is happening next. All I can tell you is just prepare. Because March set off a lot of shit in the banking sector. And people think it's like, oh, it's over. It's not over. Math don't stop. It just doesn't. Like, I don't know what people be thinking about. You ever seen like those domino things? Somebody knocks one domino, that shit, as depending how big the fucking domino display is, whatever, it eventually gets to the last domino and some fucking weird shit happens. Right now, this is it. We're in that shit right now. I mean, I could go on and on. YouTube will probably clip this video, but you know what I'm feeling, and you probably feel it too. I'm just putting the pieces together for everybody to see. So, like I said, aside from AMC, what the fuck is the sense of winning in AMC if your bank accounts are frozen and shit like that? You know that I don't eat McDonald's. That shit is disgusting. That fucking thing smells like, you ever fucking take a bag of McDonald's? It smells like a dead person's foot. This smell inside that fucking thing. Anyway, that besides the point. You know how, I was looking at the news. Like, it costs $16 for a Big Mac meal in Connecticut. Like, what kind of fucking super poor person do you have to be? $16 for a fucking Big Mac combo? What the fuck, does it have that fucking pterodactyl meat in it? Like, do you understand how the cost of goods, like, you can say, hyperinflation, that's one thing, because, inflation, hyperinflation, you can say that's one thing. What about the shortages of everything? So now if you want something, you have to pay more because there's less of that available. That's not inflation. That's not hyperinflation. That's a supply chain breakdown. You're buying fucking, people are struggling to buy a fucking cheeseburger, and you got fucking Chinese people with pterodactyl meat. I don't know what the fuck, man. Maybe it's just me. I had a couple of days to recover from, I was looking at stuff around, but I don't know. I have a bad fucking feeling about April. Good as far as our play and shit like that. I mean, unless the apocalypse comes, but I don't know. So, China love. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning, and stay away from pterodactyl meat.